I got to stop going to the event calendar.
So you really have a pulse, though, on how promotional sponsorship packages, TV, radio, how everything's changed over the years. So if you're a small business, it's a lot more affordable now to have more of a diverse marketing package. So
Yeah.
from your experience, can you just give kind of a synopsis of what's available out there now for a small business and
Yeah.
kind of a pricing structure? Because it is, I think more reachable for the local area.
It is, yeah, you're absolutely right. Right now, it's more reachable than it ever has been. And so if you're a local business, if you're a small business or a medium-sized business, and you feel like something has been out of your range price-wise, it's not anymore, I promise you. Production on a commercial used to be $3,000 at a minimum.
Right.
Now we do commercials between $500 and $1,000 to produce a television commercial that will look just like every other commercial that's on there.
Right.
Fully digital, we can shoot in HD, the whole 9 yards. They will air spots at anywhere between 75 cents a spot to $2 a spot,
That
$3
just
a spot.
blows me away.
Yeah, and it's become so much less expensive and so much more cost effective. Another thing small businesses need to do is they need to look for value added, because advertisement companies right now, like your newspaper publications, your magazines, your television stations, they're needy. They need the advertisers. So go in and negotiate value added. Negotiate with your magazine that if you're going to advertise in their magazine, that you'd like them to at least feature you in some sort of a story. Just negotiate with people that if you guys are going to work together, that you need to work together. It's not a one-way road anymore. And people are willing to do that because the business-to-business aspect helps both of you build your business. They get an advertiser and a revenue base. You get a little more exposure and maybe some public interest. So you got to look for the value added right now.
And what do you think about how important it is for businesses to have a web presence? Because I know you've done websites as well.
Yes. Web is very important, but I've seen people put too much money into web.
Okay.
I don't think, obviously for you all, web is very important. For me, web is somewhat important. But if you're a local restaurant, put a couple $100s into your website. Have an online menu in PDF form that people can
Right.
peruse, have some really classy pictures, make it easy to go to, but it doesn't need to be these flash encapsulated, everything's flying around, $10,000 a month maintenance websites, because you're just not generating that type of traffic.
I think it's seeing logos too and your image in a lot of different places. Seeing it on TV, seeing it on the website, having the
Absolutely.
Facebook, the Twitter, all those other pieces.
Yeah.
And just
Absolutely.
it's the multiple recognition now. I think you just can't be in one place. And like you said, you don't have to spend a fortune in any one of those avenues.
Yeah, and stuff like Facebook and Twitter, to me, again, is just value added and it's free. And the first thing my wife and I do when we boot up the laptops is you go to Facebook and you see who's saying what.
Yeah.
And if I have you guys as friends, which I do, LKNSavings.com, I will, what's your Facebook name? Is it just LKN Savings?
LKN Savings.
Yeah, I'm a fan and I'm also a friend, so I know you have two different pages.
Right.
But I immediately see on the wall what's going on, and so it directs me. If anything there catches my eye, I go to your website.
Right.
I may not go to LKNSavings.com every single day. I'm on Facebook 3-4 times a day, so when I see a wall update,
Right.
boom, I'm there, and I know that I need to check on that. So the social media stuff definitely helps to direct traffic. Having a web presence is essential, just like having sharp business cards, having a sharp logo, having a
Right.
color scheme, having branding. And that's really what GmG Communications does, is we try at a very affordable level to create a brand and then let you run with the brand, and we'll offer guidance if you want guidance, and if not, we'll just be there to support the brand.
And what's your Facebook? Because you have a page.
It's
as
just
well.
Mike Garrity.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
the
'cause you have-
Lake Norman
yes,
channel. Yes,
yes.
that's right. What is it? Lake Norman
Lake
channel.
Norman channel, yeah.
Yes, that's the one that, and it's neat because our online broadcaster for Channel 4, they offer us an option of posting to Facebook when we have new shows coming out. So like, when I schedule your show, I can have it go down to Facebook with a little screen capture, and it'll say, "Don't miss this week's LKN or My Community Connection," blah blah blah. So, yeah.
And mention your other shows, because you have, our show's been doing extremely well, but you also have two other shows that have done extremely well.
Yeah, well, we've had a bunch of shows, and we've kind of gone in and out just based on the time that's available. We try to keep the content between 5 and 7 every night. And so we've got your show, obviously, which is doing great. We have the Race Review, which is a really cool show. It broadcasts on Wednesday and Thursday at between 6 and 6:30, depending on how long my community goes. But it is a racing-themed show. I'm actually the host of that show, so I'm a little biased, but it's a cool show, and we've had a lot of NASCAR guests on there, some really neat people.
Yeah, I saw one you did where you had a woman come on, or a young girl.
We did. We've had 3 young ladies. We actually had an all-women show one time with Leilani Munter and Allie Owens, who are one's racing IndyCar and one races in ARCA, and so they were really neat to have on.
Yeah,
we've had legends like Bobby Allison and his old crew chief Waddell Wilson. We've had those guys on there. That Bobby Allison is a storied NASCAR legend.
Yeah.
So having guys like him and having the 14-year-old that's racing, that's winning everything in between. We have a show with Mike Minner that we're taking some time off of now because of his football commitments. Obviously, that's his passion.
That's right.
But tackling business with Mike Minner will definitely be back in January, and that's a really neat show for us. And he's had a bunch of the NFL players on there. He's interviewed them, so we've had. The neatest thing for me is Channel 4 being a local origination channel. I think people expected a low level. They expected it to just kind of, to film with camcorders, and it was just kind of looked like it was filmed in your garage, and 5 people would tune in.
Well, I think people, if they've seen anything in the past, it's been local access, I think is what you called it, where you're watching like a PTA meeting that somebody's videotaped with their home
infomercial or something.
Yeah, it's one camera, it's zoomed out, you can't hear what anybody's saying. It sounds like they're in a big echoey hall.
Right.
Our focus was we wanted our channel, when you're flipping through the channels, to look like everything else. So we emphasized the graphics. We're a 4-camera operation. We can shoot in full HD, even though we don't broadcast in HD with that channel. And the neatest thing for me is, with a local channel with a reach of approximately 1,000 people, we have had some amazing national guests. We've had 5 NFL players that are nationally known. We've had over 25 professional NASCAR motorsports folks that people would recognize if they're at all sports enthusiasts. And then on your show, I just did a stat. It was something like after 13 or 14 shows, you've had over 55 community leaders, including business people and activity folks. You've had 6 elected officials or public officials, and I mean that's astounding for 13 shows. So just to think about the people that are excited to be on the channel, people we didn't expect to be excited to be on the channel, and the locations we've been able to film, everywhere from T1 Tapas to Carolina Beer to XO Tapas, and now here at the Lake Norman Visitor Center. It's just been amazing. So I'm just excited about the ride.
Yeah,
it's been really fun.
It's been really fun, and that's the thing about Lake Norman is there is so much going on, and there's a vibrant business community, and there's a lot of community activities.
A lot of talent,
too. Yeah, a lot of talent.
Local authors, singer-songwriters.
So it's pretty easy to fill each show each week.
Well, I want to do something since I produced the show. I feel like I can. So I want to interview you guys. Since you guys spend your time interviewing everybody, I want to go to break and come back, and I want to talk to you guys about how you started this, because I don't think many people know about LKNSavings.com. And you guys do such a great deal for this community. I want to talk a little bit about that. Is that cool?
That's
yeah,
cool.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Well, then we'll be right back after this break.